The house was quiet that night, the kind of quiet that feels planned. Like even the walls were holding their breath for something that hadn't happened yet. Outside, the late September rain tapped against the windows, gentle but constant, the rhythm of a storm that wasn't strong enough to break anything, except me. I had just returned from a 12-hour shift at the hospital. Working night shifts wasn't easy, but saving up for our future felt worth it. Or so I thought. The moment I opened the door, the first thing I noticed wasn't her. It was silence. Not the normal peaceful kind, but the heavy, loaded kind that feels like someone paused life. "Emily?" I called out, dropping my keys on the coffee table. No answer. The lights were off in the living room. Just the soft glow of her phone screen lighting up the sofa. I frowned. She never left her phone unlocked. Not even for a second. "Em?" I called again, heading toward the hallway. Still nothing. I walked into the bedroom and found the bathroom door slightly open. Running water, her voice humming a soft tune. She was showering. Nothing unusual, but something felt wrong. Like the calm before a tornado. I went back to the living room to grab her phone, just to put it away so it wouldn't get damaged. But the moment I picked it up, a notification popped up. My heart stilled. "Daniel, I miss you too. I wish I'd married you instead." I didn't breathe. I didn't blink. I didn't even feel my fingers go numb holding the phone. Her ex. The guy who broke her heart years before I ever entered her life. Why was he texting her? Why at 2:14 a.m.? Why was she replying enough for him to say, "I miss you too"? My pulse hit like a hammer inside my skull. I opened the message thread. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. There were weeks of messages. Laughing. Sharing secrets. Late-night confessions. Heart emojis. And then I saw it. "Emily, sometimes I wonder what life would be like if I chose you." My vision blurred. My chest tightened. I never felt this kind of pain before, not even when my father died. This was different. This was betrayal from the person I built my future around. The shower turned off. The humming stopped. Footsteps. I snapped the phone shut, placing it back exactly where it was, like it was radioactive. She opened the bathroom door and stepped out, towel wrapped around her hair, wearing that soft cream-colored sweater I loved on her. "Hey, babe," she said, smiling warmly. "You're home early." "Early?" I was right on time. "Yeah," I whispered. "Are you okay?" she asked, walking closer. "You look pale." I tried to answer, but all the words in the world collapsed inside me. Instead, I forced a smile. "I'm just tired." She kissed my cheek and walked past me to grab her phone. "Let me just check something before bed," she said casually. My stomach twisted. She unlocked her phone instantly. No hesitation, no guilt in her eyes. Maybe she didn't think what she was doing was bad. Maybe she didn't even see it as cheating. But my heart knew better. I watched her smile at the screen. Her lips curved the exact way they curve when I text her something cute. She typed something. Fast, excited, familiar. Something inside me died in that moment. A part of me that trusted her. A part of me that believed in we. A part that believed I was enough. I went to the bedroom without another word. When I lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling, the emotional weight felt like a storm trapped inside my ribs. Minutes later, she came in. She slipped into bed, curled her body into mine the way she always did. "Good night," she whispered against my chest. But I didn't respond. I couldn't. She fell asleep quickly. Her breathing softened. Her arm lay across my torso, claiming a heart she had already abandoned. I stayed awake the entire night, watching the ceiling, listening to the rain, feeling my world crack open in slow motion. And just before dawn, I stood up, walked into the kitchen, and finally allowed myself to whisper, "Why wasn't I enough?" The words felt like blood leaving a wound. Chapter 2. The call that changed everything. The next morning came slowly, painfully. The sky was gray, the ground wet, and the world outside felt as heavy as the storm inside me. Emily stirred beside me, stretching with a soft smile. "Morning," she whispered. I stared at her, really stared, and for the first time in years, she felt like a stranger sleeping in my bed. "Morning," I answered quietly. She sat up, tying her hair. "I'm going to make coffee. You want some?" I nodded, though I barely heard myself. As soon as she left the room, I exhaled a breath I didn't know I was holding. My eyes burned. My chest felt raw. What was I supposed to do? Should I confront her? Pretend nothing happened? Ask her why her heart still belonged to a man she claimed to hate? Every option felt like choosing a different way to bleed. I dragged myself out of bed and walked into the hallway. Emily was busy in the kitchen, singing softly to herself like the world was perfect. The same hands that touched me last night were texting someone else minutes before. I picked up my phone, planning to search for a therapist or maybe talk to my brother, but before I could tap anything, I saw a voicemail notification. Unknown number. Timestamp 6:38 a.m. Just an hour ago. I frowned and clicked it. A soft, shaky voice played through the speaker. "Hey, it's Daniel." My blood turned to ice. "I know you don't know me and I shouldn't be calling you, but you need to know something." I felt the floor vanishing beneath me. "She called me last night. She told me she still loves me." My heart stopped. "And she said she's thinking of leaving you." A sound escaped my throat. Half choke, half laugh. Like something inside me collapsed so violently that even pain refused to stay quiet. He continued speaking, voice lower this time. "I'm not telling you this to hurt you. I'm telling you because you deserve to prepare yourself. I've been where you are. I've been the one she left hanging, confused, waiting for loyalty that was never coming." I froze. She had done this before. To him, now to me. "She doesn't love you the way you love her," he said quietly. And I thought, maybe you should know now before it blindsides you. The voicemail ended, and suddenly the world made sense in a way I wished it didn't. She wasn't confused. She wasn't innocent. She wasn't just talking. She was preparing to leave me. I stood there, shaking, gripping the edge of the table until my knuckles turned white. Emily came around the corner with 2 mugs of coffee. "Here you go," she said, smiling. I stared at her, at the phone in my hand, at everything she was pretending to be. "Emily," I said quietly, "we need to talk." Her smile vanished instantly. She set the coffee down slowly, like placing a bomb she didn't want to trigger. What do you mean?" she whispered. I pulled up the voicemail and hit play. Her eyes widened. Her breath caught. Her hands trembled. When her name came out of Daniel's mouth, she stumbled back a step like someone pushed her. This isn't, why would he, she stuttered. "Why would he lie?" I asked softly. She didn't answer. Her silence was louder than screaming. I felt something break inside me. "Emily, are you planning to leave me?" Her lips parted, but the answer didn't come. It didn't need to. Silence is still an answer. And sometimes it's the one that hurts the most. Finally, she whispered, "I don't know." Those 3 words carved through me sharper than any betrayal. Not no. Not "I promise you I'm here." Not "I love you." Just, "I don't know." A part of me died. "What are we even doing then?" I whispered. She looked down, tears forming in her eyes. "I'm sorry," she whispered. I got confused. I shouldn't have talked to him. I know that. I don't know what I want anymore. I felt sick. "You don't know if you want me?" I asked. She covered her face with her hands. "I'm sorry," she cried. "I'm not trying to hurt you." But she already did, more than she could ever understand. I walked past her slowly, my voice barely a whisper. "I just hope you figure it out before you lose everything." And I left the house. I didn't even know where I was going. I just walked into the cold morning, hands trembling, the city waking up around me. My phone buzzed. Daniel again. A message this time. "I'm not trying to ruin anything, but she's been calling me for weeks." I didn't reply until last night. "I just thought you deserved the truth." Truth. Funny how it always arrives too late. I didn't know what the future held now. I didn't know if chapter 3 of my life would be with her or without her. All I knew was that today was the first day I realized I might lose her. And I didn't even know if that was a bad thing anymore. Chapter 3. The day my heart finally spoke. The wind outside was colder than it should have been for this time of year. Or maybe it only felt cold because of everything burning inside me. I walked for almost an hour, past empty bus stops, quiet houses, and the early morning hum of a world that didn't care my life was falling apart. Every step felt like dragging a wounded heart behind me. The same questions kept circling in my mind, hitting the same raw places again and again. How many times had she reached out to him? How long was she planning to leave me in the dark? Was I just a placeholder until she made up her mind? The more I thought about it, the more I realized love shouldn't feel like competing with ghosts. My phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't Daniel. It was Emily. Emily. Where are you? I'm scared. Please talk to me. I turned off the screen. Not out of cruelty, but because I needed space to breathe. I waited my whole life to feel chosen by someone. And even with her, I was still waiting. I ended up at the old Riverside bench, the one I used to sit on when I was younger, back when heartbreak felt like something only adults went through. Funny how life always finds a way to prove you wrong. The river was calm, slow-moving, reflecting the dull sky. I sat there letting the cold metal seep into me. My mind replayed the voicemail, the trembling honesty in Daniel's voice, the shock, the betrayal, the undeniable truth. She was planning to leave me. I took a deep breath, my chest tightening. How did we even get here? I whispered to myself. A soft voice replied behind me. You walked away without your jacket. I froze. I didn't have to turn around to know who it was. Emily stood there holding my jacket in her hands, her eyes swollen from crying, makeup smudged, hair tied back in the messy way she only did when she'd been crying for a long time. She approached slowly, like standing too close to me might break something. She handed me the jacket. I didn't take it. Her voice cracked. Can we talk? I looked at the river, not at her. We did, I said softly. You said you don't know what you want. She sat beside me, hugging her arms around herself. I didn't mean it like that, she whispered. I was panicking. I shook my head. You didn't panic, I said. You told the truth. Her breath hitched. Silence spread between us, heavy, suffocating, familiar. I messed up, she whispered. I know I messed up, but I didn't do anything with him. I didn't meet him. I didn't cheat. I swear. But you wanted to, I replied quietly. And that's enough. She wiped her cheek quickly. I don't want him. Not really. Then why did you call him? She swallowed hard, staring at the ground. Because I missed the version of myself I was with him. That hurt more than anything else. So you don't miss him, I said softly. You miss feeling like someone wanted you. She said nothing. But again, silence was an answer. And I don't make you feel wanted anymore? I asked. She looked at me with tears running down her face. You do, she cried. You do, but I don't know how to explain it. When someone from your past suddenly reaches out, part of you remembers who you used to be. And sometimes you confuse that with love. I stared straight ahead, breathing slowly. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't breaking. I was tired. So what do you want now? I asked. She hesitated, as if choosing between honesty and convenience. I want us, she whispered. Or, I said gently, you don't want to lose the stability I give you. Her lips parted, and once again she couldn't deny it. That hurt even worse. You don't have to say anything, I whispered. Your silence tells me everything. Her voice cracked into a painful whisper. I don't want to lose you. I turned to her. And yet you were planning to. The truth landed like a knife. She burst into quiet sobs, covering her mouth. I didn't reach out this time, not because I didn't care, but because for the first time ever, I needed to protect myself. After a long stretch of silence, she finally spoke again. I'll block him, she whispered. I'll delete everything. I'll prove to you that I want us. I looked at her with a calmness that scared even me. Emily, I don't want proof. She blinked. Confused. Broken. I want peace, I said softly. She froze. And I haven't felt peace with you in a long time. She stared at me like I had ripped the floor from under her. Are you breaking up with me? She asked in a trembling voice. I breathed in slowly. I'm letting you choose, I said. But I'm not waiting anymore. She covered her face again, crying harder. I don't want to lose you, she repeated, voice shaking. For the first time since all this started, I believed she meant it, but believing wasn't enough to fix the way she broke me. I stood up from the bench, taking the jacket from her hands. I'm going home, I said quietly. You can come talk to me when you know what you want. She looked up at me, hair messy, eyes swollen, heart shattered. I walked away, and it hurt. God. It hurt more than anything I had ever done. But for the first time in this whole story, my heart finally spoke. And I listened. Chapter 4. The Night. Everything finally broke. The rest of the day felt like walking through a dream I didn't want to be in. I got home, threw my keys on the table, and sank into the couch, staring at nothing for a long time. Everything felt heavy, like my body had forgotten how to exist without the weight of her. Every few minutes, my phone lit up. Emily. I'm sorry. Please say something. Just tell me where your heart is. I'll do anything to fix this. I'm begging you. But I didn't reply. Not because I wanted to punish her, but because I had spent so many months carrying both of our feelings, and I was tired. My fingers hovered over the screen once or twice, but I always stopped. Answering too soon always gave her the illusion that the wound she caused wasn't deep. It was deep. It was unforgettable, and it was mine to sit with now. By evening, the sky turned dark again. Another storm was rolling in, like the weather itself was following the pattern of my life. I turned on a small lamp beside the couch, its warm light spreading through the room in soft, uneven patches. It felt comforting in a way nothing else did. That's when I heard the knock on the door. Soft, gentle, almost scared. I didn't move. The knock came again, this time a little louder. I know you're inside, her voice whispered from the other side. Please, just open the door. I closed my eyes. Not again, not tonight. She knocked again, but this time, her voice cracked. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I don't want to stand in the rain begging for it either. Please, just talk to me. I ran a hand through my hair, fighting the conflict inside me. Part of me wanted to shut everything out. To protect myself. To hold the boundary I should have set a long time ago. But another part, the part that still remembered how she once held me, whispered, "Open the door." And that was the part that won. She stood there, soaked from the rain, trembling slightly. Her hair clung to her face, mascara smudged, eyes red from crying. But she still forced a small, broken smile when she saw me. "You opened it," she whispered. "I opened it," I said quietly. "But that's all." She nodded slowly. "Can I come in?" It wasn't the question she should have asked. The real question was, do I still have a place in your heart? But she didn't dare ask that. Not yet. I stepped aside. She walked in slowly, like she was entering a church made out of memories she had half destroyed. She took a deep breath, wiped her face, and turned to me. "I know I hurt you," she said softly. "And nothing I say can make it disappear." I didn't reply. She looked down, twisting her fingers nervously. "I didn't call him because I love him," she said. "I called him because I don't know how to love myself." That hit me harder than anything else. "Emily," she cut me off. "No, listen. I need you to hear this. I've spent so much of my life letting people tell me who I am, who I should love, what choices I should make. And when he called, all those old insecurities came back. He made me feel like I mattered once, even if it was a lie." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "I was scared I wasn't enough for you." That made no sense. "Enough for me?" I said. "Emily, you've always been enough." She shook her head furiously, tears spilling again. "No, I wasn't. Not to myself. And when someone doesn't feel enough inside, they look for validation outside. Even if it's the worst place, even if it destroys the person who truly loved them." I swallowed the sharp pain in my chest. "So what now?" I asked. She looked up, eyes trembling. "I want to fix us." "Can you fix yourself first?" I asked gently. She froze. And for the first time, she had no answer. She walked slowly to the couch and sat, curling into herself like she was trying to shrink into a smaller version of who she used to be. "I'm scared you'll leave," she whispered. "I'm scared you'll leave again," I replied. Her breath caught. I sat across from her, leaning forward slightly. "You told me you don't know what you want. Do you know now?" She looked at her hands. "I want you," she whispered. "No," I said softly. "You want the comfort of not losing me." That's different. That truth broke her. Tears spilled again, raw, unfiltered, real. "I don't want to lose you," she sobbed. "And you will," I replied, my voice calm but not cold. "If losing me is the only thing that makes you choose me." She cried harder, covering her face. I let her cry. For once, I didn't wipe her tears. I didn't hold her. I didn't try to turn her pain into mine. I just sat there, letting the silence be loud. Minutes passed, maybe hours. I couldn't tell. Time felt strange. Finally, she lifted her head, eyes red and puffy. "What do you want?" she asked in a broken whisper. I took a deep breath. "I want honesty," I said. "I want loyalty. I want someone who chooses me even when no one else is watching. I want peace. And I want to know that the person I love won't run back to their past the moment they get insecure." She stared at me like each word carved a new truth into her. "And I want you to want me because you love me," I added. "Not because you're scared to lose me?" She nodded slowly, tears sliding quietly down her cheeks. "What if," she whispered, voice trembling, "what if I don't know how to love the right way?" I looked at her, really looked, and for the first time in a long time, I didn't see the girl I fell in love with. I saw a girl who didn't know who she was, a girl who kept her heart in other people's hands, a girl who loved me but didn't know how to stay loyal to that love. "Emily," I said softly, "then maybe we shouldn't be together right now." Her breath stopped, like the world paused for her. Are you breaking up with me?" she whispered. I shook my head slowly. "I'm pressing pause," I said. "We both need to understand who we are without each other, before we can understand who we are together." She stared at the floor, completely shattered. "I don't want this," she whispered. "I didn't want the pain you gave me," I replied. Silence. She finally whispered, "Can I stay here tonight, just so I'm not alone?" It broke me to say it, but I shook my head. "That's how we fall into old patterns," I said gently. "You need to go home. You need to think. And I need to breathe." Her lips trembled, but she nodded. She stood up slowly, walked to the door, and paused with her hand on the handle. Without turning around, she whispered, "I never wanted to hurt you, but I understand if you never look at me the same way again." Then she walked out. And this time, I didn't stop her. When the door closed, I finally let out the breath I'd been holding for hours. My entire chest felt tight. My eyes burned. My mind raced. But in the middle of all that storm, for the first time since everything began, I felt a tiny, fragile piece of peace, because I finally chose myself. Chapter 5. The day her truth came out. The morning of her wedding felt strangely quiet. Not for her. For me. For weeks I had been carrying a storm inside me. Anger, heartbreak, disappointment, betrayal. But today, that storm felt calm. Not because the pain was gone, but because the truth was finally ready to come out. I woke up at 6 a.m. No alarms, no calls. Just the kind of silence that comes before something big happens in life. The world was still sleeping, but my mind wasn't. I had one final thing left to do. To end this chapter of my life, on my own terms. 6 months earlier, my wife kept disappearing for work trips. At first I ignored it, then I doubted myself. Then I started believing her excuses again and again, until I accidentally found her second phone inside her makeup drawer. A phone filled with messages, her photos, voicemails, late-night "I miss you" calls. And all of them were for her ex. The same ex she swore she blocked. The same ex she promised she would never speak to again. The same ex she said ruined her life. Turns out he didn't ruin her life. He ruined mine. Because while I was planning our future, she was planning her exit. While I was working double shifts to save for our house, she was texting him from hotel rooms. While I was imagining children and a family, she was imagining a life with someone else. I kept quiet. I swallowed the pain. I didn't confront her. I just watched, silently, as she slowly drifted away from me. 3 months later, she asked for a divorce. Not with guilt, not with tears, not even with hesitation. She simply said, "I want something different, something better." "We're too different." I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I didn't cry. I just nodded. Because I knew she wasn't leaving for something better. She was leaving for him. 2 weeks later, she was engaged to the same man she cheated with. People asked me, "Why aren't you angry? Why don't you expose her? Why don't you ruin her wedding?" But that's not who I am. And honestly, I didn't need to ruin her wedding. The truth always ruins the wrong people at the right time. The wedding day. I wasn't invited. Of course I wasn't. But there were things she left behind. Her papers, her mail, a bank document with her new address, a wedding card tucked between her old notebooks. She didn't know I saw it. Everything in me wanted to stay away, to forget her, to move on. But something inside me whispered, just go. Not to take her back, not to confront her, just to see how far you've come. So I wore a clean shirt, put on my watch, took a deep breath, and walked into the hotel. The moment everything changed. The ballroom was full of people, decorations, flowers, champagne glasses, soft piano music. She looked beautiful, of course she did. She always looked beautiful. But beauty doesn't hide guilt, and hers was written on her face. When she saw me, she froze. Her smile dropped. Her hands started shaking. Her wedding bouquet slipped slightly. Her new husband looked confused. Do you know him? He asked. And she stuttered. She never stuttered. He's my ex. Not ex-husband. Not my past. Just ex, trying to erase the truth of our marriage. That was her first mistake. Her second was assuming I had come to ruin her wedding. I didn't. I simply said, congratulations. I wish you both the life you chose. And that was it. I didn't stay. I didn't confront anyone. I didn't break anything. I just walked out. And that's when it happened. Her mother ran after me. Her sister followed. Her aunt came next. All of them saying the same thing. We didn't know. She lied to us. We thought you abandoned her. She told everyone you were the one who cheated. My heart didn't break. It didn't even shake. Because I finally realized her truth had destroyed her without me lifting a finger. As I walked away, I didn't feel victorious. I didn't feel proud. I didn't feel like a hero. I just felt free. Free from her lies. Free from her betrayal. Free from the life I begged to keep. The world outside felt lighter. The sky looked clearer. And for the first time in years, I breathed without pain. Chapter 6. The call that changed everything. The morning after her wedding should have felt ordinary, but it didn't. I woke up lighter. For the first time in a long time, I didn't check my phone hoping for her message. I didn't stare at old photos. I didn't replay memories like a broken movie. For the first time, I felt like a chapter had truly closed. Or at least I thought it had. Because by noon, everything changed. The call. I was cooking something simple, a fried egg. Nothing special when my phone buzzed. At first, I ignored it. Spam calls, random numbers. Who cares? But it rang again. And again, and again. So I finally picked up. Hello? And the moment I heard the voice on the other end, my entire world froze. It was her. My ex-wife. The woman who cheated on me. The woman who walked away. The woman who married her ex yesterday. She wasn't calm. She wasn't confident. She wasn't the same person who said I wasn't enough. She was crying. Not normal crying. She was breaking. Her voice kept shaking as she said, please, please help me, please. I made a mistake. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I didn't say anything. I just listened. Because the truth is, when someone destroys you and life destroys them back, there's a strange silence inside you. Not happiness, not revenge, not satisfaction, just silence. Her confession begins. She sobbed harder. I thought he loved me. I thought life would be better. But he changed. He's not the same person. He argued with me last night. He said things. He threatened me. I leaned on the counter, eyes closed. I didn't feel pity. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel anything. She kept talking. He told me I ruined his life. He said I trapped him. I tried to leave the room and he locked the door. He pushed me. I don't feel safe here. Then her voice cracked. I should have stayed with you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You were the only one who ever loved me. Those words, months ago, they would have destroyed me, shattered me, broken me. But today, they felt like echoes, faint, distant, powerless. I took a slow breath and asked, what do you want from me? There was a pause. Then she said the line that ended whatever was left between us. Please, come take me away. Help me leave him. I want to be with you again. I want to marry you again. The truth in my chest. For a few seconds, I didn't speak. Because those sentences, those were the same ones I used to dream about hearing. But hearing them now, they didn't matter. Because I wasn't the same man anymore. She was too late. Way too late. Finally, I whispered, you didn't choose me when you had me. Her breath hitched. I continued. I begged for you. I fought for us. I cried for you. And you still walked away. Silence. The kind of silence that bruises the soul. Then I said, you didn't lose me yesterday. You lost me the day you lied. She sobbed softly, but I didn't change my tone. I'm not your escape. I'm not your backup plan. I'm not your second option. Then I ended with the truth she never expected to hear. You didn't marry the wrong man. You just left the right one. Her tears were loud now. But this time, they didn't break me. They freed me. The final goodbye. She whispered, please, don't leave me like he did. And I said, you left me first. Then, for the first time since the day she walked out, I hung up. And I didn't feel guilty, not even for a second, because I finally understood. Some people only come back when life stops giving them the attention they stole from you. And some chapters only close when you learn to close the door yourself. Chapter 7. The day she saw who I became. The day after I hung up on her, I expected chaos. I expected more calls, more crying, more begging, but nothing came. Silence has a strange way of feeling louder than noise. And for the first time in months, I wasn't waiting for her voice. Instead, I was focused on my life, my world, my future. Because something had changed inside me. Something powerful, something irreversible. I wasn't the broken man she left behind anymore. I was becoming someone she could never reach again. The event I was invited to. A week later, I received an invitation. A charity gala, high-end, elegant, expensive, full of business owners, CEOs, investors, and people who built themselves from nothing. My company was growing. My life was finally moving, and I had earned a place in rooms I used to only dream of entering. I put on a black suit, clean, sharp, perfect. For the first time in a long time, I looked in the mirror and liked who I saw. Not because of the suit, not because of success, but because I saw a man who survived a heartbreak that should have ruined him. A man who rebuilt everything life tried to burn. The moment she saw me again, I stepped into the hall. Chandeliers above, soft music. People talking, laughing, taking pictures. And then, someone froze. Someone stopped breathing. Someone's smile disappeared instantly. It was her. My ex-wife, still wearing the wedding ring she put on just days ago. Her hair messy. Her makeup patchy. Her eyes swollen like she hadn't slept at all. She looked like someone who had aged 10 years in 7 days. And when she saw me, her lips trembled. Not with anger. Not with fear. But with regret so deep it was painful to watch. Her husband, the man she left me for, wasn't with her. She walked slowly toward me, every step heavy like her heart was dragging her down. Can we talk? She whispered. I didn't move. Not forward, not backward. I simply said, no. She looked shocked, like she had expected the old me, the man who begged, to return. But he was gone. Forever. Her final confession. She swallowed hard. He left, she said quietly. On the first night, after the argument, he said he didn't want to be tied to someone like me. I stayed silent. She continued. He took the money, the car, and walked away. And I realized something. Her voice cracked. You were the only man who ever loved me without using me. Then she whispered the last line she ever expected to admit. I didn't deserve you, and I know that now. Her tears fell onto the floor. People around us stared, but she didn't care. Because this was her breaking point, and my healing point. The truth she needed to hear. I finally said, you didn't just lose me. You lost the version of me that would have forgiven you. Her breath hitched. I added, you left for someone you thought was better. Now you're crying because life showed you who he really was. Her tears grew heavier. I took a deep breath and ended it. I don't hate you. I don't love you. I don't feel anything for you anymore. And that is what hurts you the most. She nodded slowly, not because she agreed, but because she finally understood. I had healed, and she had to live with the consequences of her choices. She whispered, goodbye. I replied, goodbye, and I walked away, not for revenge, not for ego, but because the story was finally over. For both of us, the final message of the story. Sometimes life doesn't give you revenge. It gives you growth. Sometimes karma isn't loud. It's silent. It's peaceful. It's the moment you look at the person who broke you and feel nothing anymore. That's the loudest victory of all.